Let's look at the next problem. So the previous some 2 or 3 hours ago, I had told you regarding this particular problem. Now we are moving towards this another problem using semi-empirical mass formula. Okay, using the semi-empirical mass formula which we have already discussed in the previous lectures. If you haven't watched them, then you can certainly go to the link in the description and watch from the very first lecture. Then you will understand each and every concept very properly. Okay, so using the semi-empirical mass formula, we have to calculate the binding energy for a nucleus whose symbol is X. Atomic number is 28 and atomic mass number is 56. Okay, so for such a nucleus, you have to calculate the binding energy using semi-empirical mass formula. Now we know this very well that for the formula for binding energy is something like this, that the binding energy for a nucleus having atomic mass number A and atomic mass number A and atomic number Z for such a nucleus, so such is the formula for calculating the binding energy, right? This is what semi-empirical mass formula. This is volume energy, this is surface energy. Okay, what is AV? Volume energy term. What is AS? Surface energy term. What is AC? Coulombian energy term. What is AA? This AP is pairing energy. And what is this AA? I am not remembering properly what is this AA, but whatever it might be, you must be remembering the semi-empirical mass formula which I have already told to you. Okay, volume, surface, Coulombian, pairing, and this is what? Asymmetry energy. Yes, asymmetry energy. So volume term, surface energy term, Coulombian term, asymmetry term, and pairing term. Okay, all these terms you must be knowing. You have already learned the semi-empirical mass formula in the previous lectures. Okay, so from there you got this particular formula. Now in order to determine, now you in that semi-empirical mass formula problem which we have already discussed in the previous lectures, you must have learned that this particular term, that is the pairing energy term, this is what? This is pairing energy term. Okay, pairing energy term, pairing energy term. So this particular pairing energy term can have three values. Okay, it can have plus 36.5 mega electron volt value, it can have minus 36.5 mega electron volt value, it can have 0 mega electron volt value. Okay, so three values are possible. Now the when Z equal to 28, so you can calculate the number of neutrons, and the number of neutrons which you get is 56 minus 28, which is 28. So this is a nucleus with Z even and N also even. Okay, this is a nucleus having atomic number, that is number of protons is also even and number of neutrons is also even in this particular nucleus. Okay, so it is even nucleus, and you have already learned that in even nucleus AP is what? Plus 36.5 mega electron volt. So that's why we will ignore the minus sign and we will take the plus 36.5 mega electron volt value in this particular case, because it is even nuclei. Okay, we have already learnt it, even odd nuclei, odd nuclei. For odd nuclei, what is the case? For odd nuclei, the energy is 0. Okay, and for even odd, okay, for even odd, the AP value, is minus 36.5 for even odd. For odd it is 0, right? And for even it is plus 36.5 mega electron volt. For even odd it is minus 36.5 mega electron volt. You have already learnt all these things. Okay, so it is even nucleus. Now I am giving this particular problem to you as homework. Okay, do the remaining calculations I have said, but I have not mentioned one particular fact over here, that this particular number is magic number. Okay, this particular number 28 is what? It is magic number. Okay, as 28 is magic number, so we will also add magicity energy over here. Okay, we will also add magicity energy over here, because it is magic number. 28 is what? Magic number. So we will also add magicity energy over here. Okay, and magicity energy has 1 to 2 mega electron volt value. So you, while writing the answer for this particular question, you should also mention 1 to 1 considering the magic number, the number of protons is magic number in this particular nucleus, so we will add the magicity energy which ranges from 1 to 2 mega electron volt. Okay, so you can add any number between 1 to 2 and then the answer will be complete. Okay, so I am giving this particular question to you as homework. Do the remaining calculations. Okay, do the remaining calculations, that is your homework. Now, using the semi-empirical mass formula, the most stable isobar for a nucleus. Now we will look at this particular problem. Using the semi-empirical mass formula, the most stable isobar for a nucleus with odd A, that is the atomic mass number A is odd for a particular nucleus, and we have to find out the most stable expression for most stable isobar for a nucleus with odd A. Okay, the atomic mass number A is odd, and we have to calculate the value of Z. Okay, we have to calculate the expression for the value of Z for which the isobar will be most stable. What is isobar? Isobar are nuclei. Isobar are such nuclei for which atomic mass number is same but atomic number is different. Okay, what are isobars? Isobars are such nuclei for which atomic number is same, atomic mass number is same but atomic number is different, right? So that is the meaning of isobar. That is the number of nucleons, total number of nucleons is the same but the number of protons and neutrons differ in both of them. Okay, so such is the case of isobar. Now, using semi-empirical mass formula, the most stable isobar we have to determine, that is the value of Z, that is atomic number we have to determine for the most stable isobar for the nucleus with odd A, that is the atomic mass number A is odd. Okay, and we have to determine the atomic number for most stable isobar. Now calculate this for A equal to 25 and 43. Okay, so first of all we have to determine the expression using semi-empirical mass formula. The expression for Z we have to determine for most stable isobar. What will be the value of Z for most stable isobar? We have to find out in terms of A, and then we have to calculate that value of Z for A equal to 25 and 43. Okay, now let us see. Binding energy will be maximum for most stable isobar. Okay, binding energy will be what? It will be maximum for most stable isobar. So you know this very well that whenever we have the maxima, what is the maxima minima condition? Maxima minima condition clearly specifies. Maxima minima condition clearly specifies that the single differentiation will be equal to 0. Okay, single differentiation will be equal to 0. That is what is the meaning of single differentiation equal to 0. That is what is the maxima minima condition. Now we have binding energy EB over here. What is EB? It is your binding energy, and EB can be written in terms of Z and A. EB is a function of Z and A. Okay, binding energy in semi-empirical mass formula, binding energy EB is the function of Z and A. Okay, so EB we have written according to semi-empirical mass formula, and when we wrote that for odd A nuclei we have delta equal to 0. What is this delta? Delta is clearly your pairing energy, right? Pairing energy. So pairing energy is equal to 0 for odd A. Okay, so from equation 1 what do we get then? From equation 1 we get the single differentiation. When we take this particular expression and differentiate it with respect to Z one time, then what do you get? You get something of this kind. Okay, this term and this term are independent of Z, so they will turn out to be 0. If this particular term has Z square, so it will become 2Z. Okay, this particular term, what will it become? You will apply the chain rule of differentiation, so 2 times minus 2z, and then minus 2 will come a to the power minus 1. This particular term is already 0 because it is odd atomic mass number A nuclei. So delta equal to 0. Okay. So from equation 1, what do you get? And this Z equal to Zs means most stable. Okay, atomic number for most stable, that is number of proton for most stable isobar. What does Zs represent? What does Zs represent? Zs represents the number of protons or atomic number for most stable isobar. Okay. So applying the maxima condition, that is single differentiation equal to 0. So this is the expression which you get after differentiating with respect to z one time, and we will substitute the value of z. Instead of z we will put Zs and find out its expression. And as soon as you find out the expression for Zs, you get something of this kind. Okay, and over here just multiply numerator and denominator by a. Okay, multiply numerator and denominator by a over here, so that it comes out to be in comfortable form. Okay, so a to the power 2 by 3, a into a to the power minus 1 is a to the power 0, so there is nothing over here. Okay, so what do you get from here? Zs equal to a divided by ac divided by 2aa. Okay, you have also divided by aa on the numerator and denominator both. Okay, by dividing both numerator and denominator by aa also, and multiplying by capital A. Multiply by capital A and divide by small aa. Okay, that is the thing which we have done over here. And after you do all those things, you get an expression of this kind. Okay, now using the value of aa equal to what is the value of asymmetry energy, we know this very well, that it is 19.3 mega electron volt. So asymmetry term coefficient we already know. So aa equal to 19.3 mega electron volt, and a Coulombian, that also we know, that AC equal to 0.58 mega electron volt. So we substituted those values over here. So we get Zs value to be equal to like this. In terms of A, we got the value of Zs, that is the expression for most stable isobar. What is this? This is expression for most stable isobar. Okay, the expression for atomic number of most stable isobar. Okay, expression for atomic number of most stable isobar in terms of atomic mass number. Okay, expression for atomic number of most stable isobar in terms of atomic mass number. Okay, so this is the thing which you get. Now what will you do? Now for a equal to 25, we have been asked the value for a equal to 25. So just substitute a equal to 25 over here. So Zs equal to 25 divided by 0.015, 25 to the power 2 by 3 plus 2, which is 11.7. Now you know this very well, that atomic number cannot be in decimals. Atomic number cannot be in decimals. So you will take the nearest integer possible. So 11.7 will be equal to 12. That is 12 number of protons. And magnesium is the element which has 12 number of protons in its nucleus. So atomic mass number A equal to 25 corresponds to most stable isobar will be magnesium. Okay, Zs value equal to 12. So this is stable, Mg1225. Mg1225 will be the stable isobar. And for A equal to 43, what will be the value? Zs equal to 20 approximately. When you substitute 43 over here, you get Zs equal to 20. So that the atomic number equal to 20 corresponds to calcium element. Okay, and atomic mass number of calcium is 43, atomic number is 20. Okay, so you get calcium over here. So Ca2043 is the most stable isobar. Okay, in this particular case. So using semi-empirical formula, the most stable isobar for a nucleus with odd A, that is odd atomic mass number A, and over here also 25 and 43 are also odd atomic mass number A. So we have determined the most stable isobar for a nucleus. We first of all determined the value of Z. Okay, for that is Zs, that is value of Z in terms of A for most stable isobar. Okay, then we substituted the corresponding values of A which have been given to us in the question, right? And what is binding energy? It is a function of Z and A. Okay, so from that we got all this stuff. So hopefully when you note them down in the notebook and solve them, such questions are asked in UPSC CSE physics optional. Okay, such questions are commonly asked in UPSC CSE physics optional, so that's why I have just make you go through these problems. Okay, I have made you go through these problems just because of that, because such problems are repeatedly asked in UPSC CSE physics optional as far as PYQs are concerned. So you can certainly note them down in your notebook, and certainly you can enjoy the benefit of this course. Okay, so thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.